Album Review, the podcast where four totally unqualified guys review a different album every week in the hope of broadening our knowledge of music. However, we are easily swayed off topic and have no real idea what we are talking about. Today's album is Polaris, The Death of Me.
Hi, I thought this album was fucking fantastic.
Woo! Yeah!
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah. What makes it fantastic?
It's the riffage, the vocals, the drummage.
What vocals?
Everything. Everything is amazing.
Were you not listening,
Come on,
Joe?
Will. Sorry.
Were you not
I
listening?
can't remember hearing vocals.
Were you listening to the instrumental
Can I throw this
version?
right out there? All right, I'm going to throw this immediately. I thought the drums were super lackluster in the entire thing. I thought they were not very well produced, and if they
were drums,
they were sometimes, but and when they were, they always sounded really hollow and tinny.
Yeah,
I completely disagree. I think they sounded almost like mechanical. You know, the way it worked with the guitars and everything was fucking fantastic.
No, I'm not saying it didn't take away from anything.
Yeah,
all I'm saying is that they didn't sound right to my ears, which was probably it starts off as a theme for what's to come, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Didn't sound right to my ears.
So to break my cover very quickly, I've heard 3 songs off of this album prior to album review, and that was Hypermania, Landmine, and Masochist. And they were the 3 singles they brought out for this album prior to releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
And to my knowledge, usually, obviously, bands always pick their best songs from the album as the singles because they want to show off the best stuff, right? Typically, I feel like that wasn't the case for this. I feel like the best songs really weren't any of them except for one of them.
They just released some
which one were the
ones.
singles?
Hypermania, Landmine, and Masochist were the singles they brought out. And yeah, I remember when it came out, and that's how I kind of discovered Polaris. Hypermania being my most listened to song of last year.
Was it really?
It was, yeah, because I was writing a song, and it was very inspired from that. So I learned how to play that song before writing mine.
My notes for Hypermania was sounds cool if he didn't sing.
So obviously he screams a lot in this. There's not a lot of singing throughout the whole album. I think more singing would have definitely made it a little bit better, but not by much. I think because he does sing in some parts. I'm not sure if it's actually him that sings or if it's a backup singer. But I think, and you're gonna take the piss out of me for this, but I think because a lot of screamo kind of just you wouldn't be able to if someone did a scream and then if I did a scream and then Denver did a scream, you probably wouldn't be able to tell which was which, right? A lot of screaming just sounds the same, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like this guy kind of has his own kind of unique tone. I think
inaudible, I think is what you call it.
I believe it's inaudible, but fair enough.
I think
noise.
I think he's fantastic. I think he's one of the best screamers I've heard. I think he's amazing. He's got the highs, he's got the lows.
I feel like we always say shit like this, don't we? Where Joe's just I think he's a really amazing singer. It's you can be the best child murderer there is. You're still a child murderer.
Yeah, but the thing is, it takes a whole new level of singing.
A whole new level of child murdering to get there.
But the effort behind the murder, it was
astonishing.
commendable.
I've never heard any murder like it.
It's like Hitler, right?
It takes a lot of raw power to be a child murderer.
It's like
you just
Hitler,
wouldn't
right?
understand, Aidan. Just because you can't murder children doesn't mean murdering child isn't bad.
It's like Hitler, right? He was an evil person, did some horrible things, but you got to respect him for his genius.
What if you killed a child, but then just claimed that you'd actually killed the new Hitler and that you were from the future?
Oh, that's how you plead insanity, basically.
If you go back in time, someone says, right, you've got an opportunity here to go back in time and kill Hitler, but it's child Hitler.
Oh, so basically you're not even killing Hitler, you're just killing a child, and everyone's going to be like, well, why'd you do that?
Yeah,
they will never understand.
You're going to go down in history as a guy who killed a child, but only you will know that you stopped World War II.
Yeah, but then it gets even worse. World War II is then initiated by the Japanese, who go for full-on hand-to-hand combat instead of guns.
Oh,
And
that would be a cool war.
simultaneously, they win the entire war just on their own.
Yeah. And you're like, shit, without Hitler.
Alternate
It's just
timeline. You return to the
mess.
present, and like there's just anime
would you be
everywhere.
would you be able to kill Hitler as a kid though? Would you be okay with that? Would you?
No,
would you...
I'd just kill a kid. I don't even care if
No,
he's
I
Hitler
quite
or
like
not.
Hitler, so I wouldn't do that.
That's
You
fine.
quite like Hitler, did you just say?
Mm.
Ah, fair enough. Top lad.
A lot of good things
One of
came
those
out
guys
of
you
war.
meet and you think, I'll go for a beer with him.
Probably not. I'd ask him to shave the tash.
Oh, what
That's not
first?
good luck.
What is funny, Joe,
Do you
is that you did compare this band to Hitler subconsciously.
Do you think that we wouldn't think of the was the Hitler tash like
It was originally
a
the
common thing
Charlie
back then?
Chaplin boys, wasn't it?
Ah,
That's why
yes.
he did it. Oh, because he was a fan of that,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
I really like the Charlie Chaplins.
So now it's just like being completely destroyed by nobody has that now because Hitler.
Well, I don't think it was very stylish anyway. Like, facial hair's changed a lot in like the last 100 years. The mutton chops aren't really acceptable anymore either.
No.
I don't know why. I used to rock the chin strap for like a week.
For a week.
Yeah.
There's a guy at the gym
Mm.
who, like an old guy, who literally has like the reverse of my beard. In terms of like where, because sometimes my
He just
hair
doesn't
will
have
actually
one.
grow like on my cheeks, right? So I like shave that because it grows quite high. This guy just has the cheeks, so it's like super high mutton chops.
What, like rosy cheeks?
Like just hair, like a beard, but just on his cheeks, and then where you'd actually have a beard is nothing.
That's so weird.
That's really weird, yeah.
I mean, good for him. Like, fuck it, own it. I'd, like...
I mean, he must be like 50, 60 years old.
Oh, he's probably not owning it. His kids are probably dead or something. Like, fuck.
Maybe he's just like, I've just let it grow.
Did anyone out of curiosity listen to any of the instrumental stuff?
Why the fuck would I put myself through that twice?
Because
it all sounds the same, though, doesn't it?
I would
Like,
assume
metal.
I would assume that like you guys didn't like this because of like the screaming.
Oh no! On the
'Cause, like,
contrary,
Denver's
half of it
always
was
said,
just
like-
the riffs.
What about the that?
They literally sound horrible to the ears.
It literally that confuses me so
No, I
much
think there are some cool riffs in there.
because
The issue I have is that across all the songs, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure if this is just metal in general, is that the guitars all sound the same, just notes played in a different order.
That's because there's only about 7 notes to use, all of which are played on the top string.
that's
Right.
not true at all. And
That explains a lot, because I feel like it's just like dun, 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 dun. It's just played in a different like
I mean,
pattern.
that's just a strumming pattern, yeah. Like, and that is half of metal music, just
No.
thrashing.
And I feel like that just gets old quick,
Oh, it does.
unless they've got some other elements that
Oh, they don't.
change it up a bit.
I definitely agree. Like in some aspects of that. Like if you listen to like I don't know, like any other album that's not metal, like there's always a bit of variety. But all these guys have got is the guitar, drums, and they don't really introduce anything else.
Just
But
a
that's
shame
like
they do that
that's-
subpar as well. So like,
It's like, you know, Royal Blood.
yeah.
Royal
So
Blood.
they've made some music. It's like somewhat Royal Blood have their sort of theme, obviously, of just the bass to sound like a guitar and a drummer. That's kind of their thing, right? It's like as if metal is as if some band once made something like a Royal Blood, and then a whole genre was born of it. Like imagine a whole genre of just like Royal Blood songs. Like you know how that Royal Blood almost got a bit old because they're kind of they're limited on what they can change up
Yeah.
when we did their album. I feel like that is the entirety of metal as a genre.
The thing is, the argument I would have against like Aidan saying, "Oh, you just have this many notes," they've got the whole guitar, Aidan, and they use pretty much all of it throughout the whole.
Joe, it's called a joke. Get your dick out of your ass.
What I'm trying to say is, isn't everyone limited to the amount of notes there is?
No, because most people use them nicely.
Well, these guys use them geniusly, and I
If
think
that's what you want to put.
and
It. These guys are basically the equivalent of trying to put the square block through the circle hole on a child's toy.
I honestly think the guitar work in this is some of the best. Like, I think Periphery are definitely probably better than them with the guitar work. But like, I just loved it. It was dirty, and then there was some clean stuff as well. It was great. It was amazing.
So, at which point, when are you going to use words that describe good as opposed to just awful? dirty, dirty riffs. Oh,
They are. They're dirty. It's sick.
yeah,
I
exactly.
love it.
They're bad.
No,
They
dirty
are
doesn't mean
bad.
bad. It means like gritty. It
Oh,
means like
alright.
it's got a bit of darkness to it. It's not bright. It's dark and
Yeah,
gritty.
I mean, again, you're just describing.
Cringe, bro.
You're using bad words to try and describe a good thing.
nah, that's just.
Oh, mate. Oh, that was fucking cancer. That was, wasn't it? Oh, that was absolutely mutilating small animals.
Oh, that was some sweet child rape.
I
Right?
can't believe that was.
Decapitation.
Oh my god,
there's a-
decapitation!
There's a lot of people that are like, oh, they'll like a breakdown will hit or something, and they'll go, oh, disgusting. Oh,
Yeah, maybe
Exactly. They use horrible words, but just say it in a way that makes it sound like a
it's
compliment.
because it is disgusting, Joe. That's the
Do you think you
point.
could go up to the
Makes you
band
feel
and just
good,
be
though.
like, "Oh, your music is just so shit." Like if you just diss all their music but say it in a way of passion, do you think they would just be really confused?
Your album's fucking wank. Oh.
look, look, it may not be for
I
you
could
guys.
barely listen to it.
That's so true because like
Look.
that's literally what you're doing, Joe. That's what
Look,
you're
if-
saying. Oh, it's dirty, it's filth. Oh, so bad.
Look, if you guys don't like that, that's this fair enough. But like, I like it. And can you guys understand why people
No,
would like this?
not at
not
all.
really.
Right, when I listen to it, sometimes like if I start to feel myself like it, I'll like, especially when watching the music videos, I'm just like, "What are you doing, man?"
Oh.
Like to the guy like screaming the lyrics, just like, "Why are you singing it like that?" I feel like just don't. Like you're just putting on a voice.
And it no.
Especially when you
Isn't
you
that
said
what
about
isn't
how,
that what singing is? You're just putting on a voice. That's
No,
that's
but
literally
here's the thing,
singing.
that you made a good point earlier about you thought this screamo guy sounded different. But what I'm saying is about putting on a voice is everybody tries to make themselves sound like screamo. Like it all has a same tone. Anyway, I don't wanna get too much
no,
into
it's the
it,
same
so
way
I'm
that
just
like
gonna
all screamo is a form of singing, but not all singing has to be screamo.
Yes.
Anyway, there was only one song that I didn't really fancy on this album, and that was "Pray for Rain," because I thought it was boring. And that was the only song that I didn't really like. Also, big up to the backing singer that I've now discovered is the backing singer. I think his voice is great. I think it's got a lot of energy, and it's got like he's like right in that kind of like range where it always punches through type of thing. I just wish the only thing I wish they'd like whenever he's doing the singy stuff, I wish they had it
It
a
was
bit
good.
louder. And it is great. It's great. I love it. I just wish that it was a bit louder so you could hear him a bit more. Because I feel like it's always washed out in the back of the mix a little bit.
I
Like the
personally
drums are
thought
as
it
well.
was dog shit backing singer, to be honest. And
I mean, I
that's-
wouldn't. Right, no, hang on, because I don't really think that's fair to the backing singer.
And he's not backing singer, he's the clean vocal.
He's
Clean vocalist,
well,
yeah.
that. But what I'm saying is just like a lot of the time, the reason that he doesn't sound so good in a lot of the songs is I feel like they're not necessarily made for his voice, and so he's having to adapt to sing it the way the tone of the rest of the song, and it's not in his vocal range a lot of the time.
I disagree. I think it
There's a
sounds
couple
fantastic.
No, but there's a couple of songs where like he really doesn't hit the notes like at all, or
I
like
think
it
he
doesn't
does.
feel like close to what it should be.
Do you think, Aidan? Like, I'm not sure if you remember, but I feel like the clean vocalist sounds just like Sparkles.
God, I didn't draw that comparison.
I was hearing it, I was like, I feel like this could be one of like Sparkles bits from Area 11.
I mean, I feel like he has a weird clean voice as well, though. Really,
Exactly, that's why I sort of like not amazing, but like it just sounded similar.
maybe I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not.
Maybe we'll see.
So,
Special
My-
guest Sparkles. What do you think? Oh,
so my third,
Area 11 are still making music.
well, we could get them on. They're a small band.
so my third favorite was Landmine.
Did you say your worst?
Yes.
Oh, we did. I didn't actually
Said
note it
it's-
down. Sorry.
It's Pray for Rain was my worst. 'cause
Oh, that
was
was
boring.
it. Yes.
My third favorite was Landmine. I feel like that was probably the heaviest one on the album, and I fucking loved it. I loved the breakdown. I loved the guitar solo. I loved the ending The ending of that song is just
I love the ending as
fucking
well.
best. It's just fucking hard. I love it. It's hard.
Yeah, that was proper
Yeah.
Disgusting.
baby
My-
mutilation.
Cancer.
Yeah, cancer.
And I feel like my top two are probably like the ones that stuck out to me the most out of all this album. Obviously, because they're my top two. But they were probably a little bit more special than the rest of the album.
Oh.
And that was so my second favorite was my second favorite was Creatures of Habitat. And the reason is fucking sick riff, probably the best riff on the album. And then like when it opens up into that lead line, it's brilliant.
It's Creatures of Habit, not Habitat.
Yeah, whatever.
I think he said that last time as well.
Yeah, I think I
at
did.
the end of the last one.
Creatures of Habit. That
Habitat.
yeah. The riff is sick, and then when it opens up into that lead line, it's gorgeous. Like it's so pretty. I love it.
Joe, what do you think about song
You
5?
just said pretty, and I just clicked
pretty.
on that, and it's just like, whoa.
No. When the lead line comes in. Anyway,
That's so funny.
my absolute favorite was Above My Head, which I'm assuming will be your guys' favorite. Now, don't spoil that for me yet, but I had a hunch the whole time this would be your guys' favorite as well. It's the most clean sounding. It's probably got the best chorus out of them all. I think it's got the best guitar work as well. I loved this album. I want them to do more like this.
Again, Joe, metal fan, picking the least metal song as his favourite.
I don't think it's even the least metal song. It's just a happier sounding song.
It's 1000% the least metal song.
Would you say so? What about like fucking like Martyr? I feel like
Waves
that has- I feel that
is
has
like
this,
more
man.
of a poppy chorus.
Yeah, like I'm not disputing that it's one of the least, but I wouldn't say it's. I mean, I don't even really care. I don't know why I'm.
I think, by the way, I think Martyr
Chiming
is
in there.
a fucking great honourable mention, by the way. A lot of emotion
Honourable.
in that. I fucking love it.
Honourable mention.
Honourable mention.
Honourable.
So yeah, go shit on it, guys. Have fun.
Will do. Who's is it Denver?
It's me.
Yeah.
What do I have to say about this? You see, I think all the times of listening to metal, it's maybe not instantly like hate listening to it. And going into this, I was like, everyone's shitting on it before we even listened to it. I bet it's probably not that bad. And to be fair, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But also, I feel like we've listened to other metal stuff, and I'm like, there's usually at least one or maybe two songs that I'm like, yes, I really like that. And I didn't get that with any of these songs. Like, there was just some ones that had good elements, but there was never like a song I was like, get that on. Like, so it was just a bit meh. Because I think the screaming is just so distracting sometimes. And I feel like screamo should be used like how salt is used. You know, you just sprinkle on the top and it adds a little bit. If you just put a table, like a bowl of salt.
A bowl of
And-
salt.
For
Yeah, if you
dipping.
get a bowl of salt and dip just
the
stuff
dipping
straight
salt.
in it,
Yeah, the dipping salt boys.
then you're just like way too salty. Like,
yeah.
you're just ruining it. You just
Oh, you see,
Making
that makes sense why I like this so much then, because whenever I have a Burger King, I make my dipping salt and dip it all in.
You don't have
You
dipping
know?
salt, you fucking
Dipping salt.
psychopath.
Yeah, do you know what that
Let's
is, Joe?
go-
Gross. Much
imagine
like
going.
this.
Imagine going to a waiter. Excuse
It
me,
is
can I get
gross.
some dipping salt?
No, you just get your little sachets and
The way
you're
it
thinking
comes
over
back.
the burger.
No,
give
the
it a
way
prick.
it comes back and he just goes, "Your handgun, sir, to fucking kill yourself. Your request was dumb and you should die."
No, what you do,
Listening-
you get your little sachets, you pour it all over the bread on top of the burger, and then you...
On top of the bread.
What?
Yeah, and then the rest on the side of the little paper bit that they give you, and then you can
No,
just dip from
I
all-
like that, Joe, because when it's on the outside of the bun, it makes it a challenge to eat because it's like slippery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta get no hands challenge as well.
Just fucking headbutt a table. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
Thank you.
I'll see your ass at work.
Didn't I see you down in El Paso?
I don't know, did you?
I think I did.
Denver.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so when I'm listening to this, there's just too much screamo. It's just used when they could just sing it. But maybe they can't. Maybe that's the problem. It makes me listening to this makes me question my life. The fact that this exists and people
listen to it.
Reminds me, the clean vocalist does remind me of Sparkles, which I mentioned earlier. And I noticed listening to this, and about also what I mentioned earlier, is how the tone behind metal art kind of all sounds the same. And I feel like they need to bring other elements in to change that. And I feel like this didn't have any other elements past the screaming and guitar riffs.
But that's what it's all about, though. And if you don't
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Go on.
I feel like some bands add more past that, whereas I don't feel like these did. I feel like this was just generic, pretty generic across most of the songs.
I feel like Joe's more in denial than like all these old people that like really like their like Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, where they're just like, the moment that they change up the tone, it's way worse. And all like these people when they did Bring the Horizon changed to like more poppy stuff, and they're just like, I want to rip my tattoo off my arm and stuff like that.
This is kind of like what
tragic.
metal's evolved to be, though. Like metal's kind of evolved to be this way. In most
what
recent
are you talking
years.
about?
Because like from like early 2000s to like now, this is kind of what metal. Because metal was never like this. It wasn't all about like the riffage in this kind of way, and you know with the singing as well. It's evolved in such a way that this is kind of what metal has become.
Yeah, but what was it at the start?
Or metalcore, anyway.
If it's turned into awful, it can't have started good.
Yeah, because metalcore adds more like pop
elements.
punk elements.
Yeah.
But then is Issues the chorused metal?
No, they're probably more punk.
Yeah,
especially their more recent one.
They've
got
got like genty type of, not even genty really, but they've got like lower, like kind of metal type riffs, just with like more, I guess, brighter elements to it.
Making it good. Yes.
Rest
in peace, Tyler.
We can't talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like the screaming and the amount of screaming and singing are just the wrong way around in this. There was something else I was going to say and I can't remember what it was now. It's going to annoy me, that.
Okay.
Anyway, least favourite, Landmine, because, well, it's a landmine. It's just screaming all the way through, isn't it? It's awful.
I thought you said
my
you liked
notes
the
for
ending.
that were, yeah, I really liked the ending because it was over.
Nice.
And I think it's... Oh, no, it's not quite the shortest song on the album. Yeah, my notes for that was awful from start to finish.
Amazing.
Now, the top three, and I would argue maybe 4 songs I could listen to and were okay.
Okay. I can take
but
that.
Just none of them were like amazing. And I'm not sure, like I say, over time, whether I'm just being more conditioned and exposed to metal, so I don't instantly hate it.
This was my plan.
So, my third favourite was Meso Christ? Or how the hell you say it?
Masochist. Masochist. Do you not know that word?
Well,
Joe
I know that
says
word.
As he looks at the word of habit and goes, "It's hat."
I know that word, but I've never seen it spelled out before.
Right, I see.
Starts well, but then shit. But it has an okay chorus hook.
Yeah, definitely.
Is what my notes were for that.
Definitely one of the stronger choruses, I thought.
And my second favourite, similar to my first favourite, I'd also never seen that word spelled out before.
Oh, Martyr.
Martyr, yes. I did actually know it was Martyr after, because at first I kept calling it Martin.
Martin Waves.
And then I was like, hang on, it's probably like Martyr. Martyr. It's probably Martyr.
Martin Waves. He's actually the CEO of Consistently Trash.
I actually did quite like this song because it's got, even though it's got a bit of a slower feel, and I don't think it really has much screamo. Although screamo is used how screamo should be used, I think, in that song, where it's just used to emphasize certain elements, and it's mostly clean vocals. But the clean vocalist isn't that strong.
Did anyone think, like, you know, the clean stuff at the beginning? Did it remind you of Last of Us?
No.
Okay.
Last of Us is good.
Will?
Like,
Just like the clean stuff at the beginning, I thought like those clean guitars kind of sound like Last of Us.
no, not really.
No.
I feel like you're just trying to associate it with something better than it is.
No, it literally uses the exact same notes as something in Last of Us, one of the Last of Us songs.
I mean, if you say so.
It does, but anyway, carry on, Denver.
Yes, so that was Martin Waves. And number 1 was Vagabond.
Vagabond. A vagabond.
Vagabond, whatever. I thought it just had a really cool riff. And I quite liked the chorus in that one.
Vagabond, really?
So and most of it was okay. Like, it had a bit of a different tone on that one to stand it out.
It had more of a poppy vibe, that, didn't it? Like, the riff was a bit more like rock type of thing then. But it still had a lot of screamo in it.
It did. But I felt like it was, I don't know. I just didn't hate it. Maybe that's because the backing was a bit of a different sound, so it just didn't sound generic.
Had a bit of a tang to it, I think, the chorus.
And maybe it was helped that it was just after the worst one, so I'd always hear the worst one and then be like, oh, this is actually much better than the worst one.
Awesome.
So your theory didn't work for me on this one. Of the fourth one is always good. The fourth one was the worst.
For me, it was really good.
And there was something else I wanted to say, and it'll come to me probably during someone else's review, but I'll just interrupt them. So that's
I can't wait till you do that.
Great. You're being awfully quiet, Will.
It's because he fucking loves it.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's going to be a plot twist.
Just seething with love. Oh, God.
Oh, the love of oozing.
God, it's oozing. Oh,
It's oozing.
What were we saying last night? Yeah, it was honour. That was it.
I can feel the honour oozing
so
out
much
of me.
honour in me. That's so bad.
So bad.
We're gonna lose that game. we're gonna fucking lose.
Talking of most honourable,
Hello,
Aidan.
me. Hi, I'm the most honourable. So we'll start this off with pray for rain. More like pray for the pain to end because this album hurts. Right, it happens every time. Like, I listen to this kind of stuff where I assume the main appeal is the guitar riffs and like the power behind it. But when even they aren't appealing to listen to, what do you do? Because trying to listen to this album is like trying to drown yourself in custard. Because you're choking and it's thick, but sometimes you get a sweet taste of yummy yellow cummies. Don't isolate that audio. And like the lead singer, who once again, like many before, is completely wasted on this type of music. You get me? So, I don't know.
Say that, but he never sings cleanly, so you don't really know what he sounds like.
Sorry, the clean singer.
I don't know, I didn't really like him.
Sorry, the clean singer. That's who I meant.
You mean the clean singer?
Oh, is that what I meant? You could look, Denver. You're a smart guy, okay? You could almost certainly put that together, and if you can't, you a bitch.
I didn't get that.
Did you not?
Because the screamo guy sings more. When you said like the main singer, I thought you meant the screamo guy.
I mean, when I say lead singer, do I mean the singer or do I mean the banshee in the corner wailing? You know, you're a smart guy, Denver. Come on, don't bring yourself down with dumb statements.
Look, I think I've heard enough here.
No, hold on, because we need to get into one of the worst sounding songs I think I've ever heard in a long time. Hypermania, for being what I assume was made by placing instruments in an industrial blender and recording the noise it made.
It's a great song.
Me, it's so bad.
So technical.
Oh my god, technical. Wow, 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 wow. I too can bend a string. Like, what the fuck is that? It's such a bad song.
It doesn't have to be freaking complicated.
You just said it's technical.
It is really technical, but you're isolating that bit in particular.
Of course I am, because that's a bit that stands out to be awful. It's all bad. Listening to that hurts my ears. I hate it. Hypermania, bad song.
Great.
0 out of 10 IGN review from me. Then we get into the top 3, which can barely even be called that, because I probably will never listen to any of these again. So my third favourite was Masochist. Like, I could tell pretty much immediately that this was sort of the spearhead of the album, just from listening to it. But I still don't know if it was necessarily... Then bringing back to what I said earlier, I don't know if it was made for his voice. A lot of the time it doesn't really feel like the clean singer is suited for it. So I wasn't a huge fan of that, but it was also one of the only ones that had the clean singing in it. So
Which song was this, sorry?
that was Masochist.
Oh, Meso Christ.
That's the one. And then my second favourite was Martin Waves.
Oh my
Probably
God.
the calmest and most well-rounded song on the album. It's just generic. I don't hate it, I don't love it, it's just there, it's fine. That's what it wants. Number one was Above My Head. The actual tone of the song suits the clean singer's voice a lot more than like the others. It also has a nice little slow bit for contrast. That's pretty much it. Overall, why?
I think Above My Head was lost on me because I thought Martin was just a better version of Above My Head.
I feel like Above My Head just had a bit more like power to it. It had like the chorus was stronger and stuff like that.
I felt like that mellow.
And also, it
between verse
really
and chorus.
Above My Head really worked with his voice as well, which is like it's a lot less like a lot more that could be said for a lot of the other songs on the album.
I feel like the guitars were a lot better than Above My Head.
I literally completely discount the guitars in this because half the time they're just noise.
No, they're not. They're so technical and like
That
thought
doesn't
out.
make them good. Just
When you were
because
saying
they're
earlier
technical
about the
doesn't make them
drums.
good.
When you were saying earlier about the drums are like hidden in so many of the tracks that you don't even notice they're
That's
there.
what I'm saying. They're not.
Yeah,
It's
lacks
not well
that big
produced
time.
at all. This was just it's just a bad album. This was just a bad fucking
No,
album.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Like you can only hear the drums when the guitar stops.
I completely disagree
And that's
with
because
that.
it's so technical. They're making the drum sounds with the guitar. Or I assume they are because they're smashing it against the floor.
The drums are so well thought out. I don't know how you can.
Yeah, they're
think
well
that.
thought out, but you can't hear them half the time because they're so in the background.
They're literally not. They're like almost at the forefront.
Joe, look, you can come to me when you understand music, okay? When you've done a sound engineer course like me, you'd understand.
I have done a sound engineer course.
Oh, what, you have? Oh, well, you'd know then that the drums don't sound half as weighty as they should do in a song like this.
No, I disagree. I think they're fantastic.
I'd argue that the drums bring a lot of power to metal music, and it really isn't. They're not even bringing it, they're just dragging the drums behind it at this point.
The kick drum is fucking great, and the snare just sounds so snappy in all the songs. They're
Yeah,
great.
it's
I love
snappy, not like decent.
Yeah,
it just sounds horrible.
Snappy is good.
tinny. It's just tinny.
I'm not going to argue because
The drums are
I'm getting annoyed now.
disgusting.
I'm getting annoyed,
They're
Aidan.
absolute
I don't want to get annoyed with you.
They are, you know.
Nah, I don't want to hear you. No, I don't want to hear you.
It doesn't matter if you don't want to hear it, Joe. This is
Don't
called
wanna
a
hear you.
review. If you don't
Don't wanna
like
hear
it, go away.
Right. If Polaris watch this, just know that they are amazing.
Polaris, if you watch
You are
this,
amazing,
start making
guys.
decent
Keep going.
music. What the
Ignore
fuck
that.
are you doing?
I'm gonna have to sort my fucking
Like,
door
are
out
you-
there with.
Are you actually serious? Polaris, if you're watching this, just stop making music. Go and get a real job. Get out of your parents' fucking basement. I know you're all
Look at
sat
a bank
down
or
there.
something.
Like, fuck me.
I'm back. Are you done with your review now, Aidan?
The final thing I want to say is cool album cover.
Great,
It is a
thanks.
cool
It is
album cover.
actually.
Yeah.
It is. I
Good
feel
for
like
them.
the
I'd
other
argue
album was
the
pretty good.
only redeeming quality of the album.
I think you could do that, Joe. I'm willing to set you on fire.
I'd say
I
you're
think.
fine.
Thank you. I think their other album, the Mortal Core, has good album art as well.
Shut up.
Okay.
Sit down.
Shut up! Tell man, shut up.
Have you heard their new song, Purple Clouds?
No, I've not. No.
Call yourself a fan. Oh yeah, Mortal Coil does have a cool album art as well.
Oh wow! Thanks for
I wonder
pointing
if
that
it's
out,
like a
Denver.
story. I wonder if they're doing like a reverse story with the album art, right? Because Death of Me is on fire,
and then he
and then
jumps
Mortal
in the
Coil's
water.
jumping in water.
Oh, and then in the guilt and the grief, he's being grabbed by a merman.
So like maybe their next album, it'll be like a guy about to fall into like a campfire.
Or like someone with like a blowtorch stood behind him.
Yeah.
He's got gasoline all over him. He's like, oh, what's going on?
It's like a reverse story. Now I would give them bonus points if they did that.
And a house fire, and then the next one's firefighters. Oh, just an endless cycle.
And then it's like buying the house.
Having their first child.
It's just a reverse story until like
He's a baby.
20 albums down. They're just,
Oh
it's
my
just a
God.
baby photo.
It turns out they're Nirvana, and that's the one that it starts at. That flowing baby.
Amazing.
No, because Nirvana's good. So
Shut up, child.
Shut your mum.
I thought out of everyone, Will, you would like this.
Why are you trying
Let's
to guilt
find out.
trip him into like pretending to like it? Will, I would be so ashamed if you didn't like this album.
Well, I picked this album for
I picked
you.
it for you, Will.
I didn't enjoy my time.
Oh,
Oh.
Wounded. Left arm, right arm.
But
No, there's no buts.
There's no
What?
but. It's just bad.
I just didn't want to listen to it ever. Like, I feel like metal gets saved when at least there's like a decent, not backing singer. Like what would we call it?
clean
Like,
singer.
Clean vocals.
clean vocals. But I didn't even like his voice, and I just feel like the whole album was lacking anything. Like, I probably should have just listened to the instrumental, and that would have been enough. Like, because I actually didn't mind some of the backing. Some of the backing was all right, and that's basically my only pull away from this album at all. I didn't like the screaming. I feel like it was just a bit messy. The production wasn't there. The drumming was just not like the drumming could have been.
The production wasn't there. The production was fantastic.
No,
Oh, I'm just not.
I feel like the drumming could have been so good on this album, but it was just so lacking. Like, you couldn't even. It wasn't ever singled out. Like, it was just poor. And it has like the classic metal, just bum 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 bum, which is just all right. But the redeeming quality would be the occasional nice lead line, and that was about it. Like, I just did not enjoy it at all. I found it very cringy at times.
You could hear what he was saying.
Well, every now and again, I just found it very. I just didn't want to listen to it.
I feel like he was quite easy to understand with his screaming.
Yeah,
In
but
the
when
same
you
way that Arabian people are easy to understand. Yes, Joe.
I think the worst was Landmine because it was just all messy screamo the whole way through, and again, I just think it's just messy. Like, there's no other word for it, to be honest.
I still feel like Hypermania though just has like the worst sounding tones in it. Like,
I didn't mind the lead line on it.
It is
I
a
didn't mind
general
the lead
assault
line.
on all of my senses.
What I put on that would be good if he didn't sing.
On Hypermania.
Yeah, so like if you like just it sounded quite cool, just the backing like riff. But his screaming was just like, let me ruin this cool tone.
No, I really like that was the part that I didn't like about it was the tone. And, like,
It's
the
called
guitar work.
dissonance. Basically, Aidan doesn't like dissonance.
What noise?
It just this is that sort of makes me laugh because it's just like, how can we get the most generic lyrics and just fucking scream them? It's like, I've been up, I've been down every day. It's just like I open the fridge and get out the milk. It's like,
Maybe that's why I don't like it. Is it the park life of metal? I get out the milk and I put it in my cereal.
but where's my toast?
Look.
Oh god, metal music sucks so much dick. So bad.
So
That's what we should do. Park life, but metal.
Metal
God's sake.
gives me a real sense of entitlement.
Entitlement.
Park life.
There's probably a metal version of Park Life out
I
there,
was
right?
rudely awakened by the dustman.
I'm gonna Google it now.
Don't. Fuck.
I am as well.
Park life,
Metal
but
version.
metal.
Is there one?
There is one.
Oh, Joe's found one somehow.
I've not found.
What's it like, Joe?
Hold on. I'm on my phone, so I can't play it through because it will come through on the mic.
Right.
Oh no, there isn't one.
See, we
Is it
should
by
get on
Blur?
that. We should get on that. Yeah, the original Park Life is. Park Life.
Blur. But metal.
Not going to work.
No.
It turns out it was a bad song and no one wanted to make it worse.
Maybe it'd make it better.
It can't make it better. Just mashing
maybe
two
there's
things
a-
that are bad together doesn't make a good thing.
No, well, no, if on planet Earth, if you go left enough, you go right. Maybe it's the same with metal. If you just get more and more metal, it eventually like pings and it becomes good.
Like pop. Maybe.
We'll get there, boys. There'll be a day where one of you just goes, "Oh, yeah, I like this now."
Or, I mean, what's more likely to happen is I'm just going to shoot my fucking self before that happens.
Jimmy performs Park Life at the blind auditions in The Voice Kids. What a choice of songs.
I thought you meant he was blind and he did it. Like, the blind
no.
auditions for blind people. So Jimmy walks on stage, but he doesn't stand in the middle. He stands, like, slightly off to the right, staring at the curtains.
And he's just singing to like the backing percussion.
Alright, Jimmy, look at the prompter. Where's the prompter?
Oh my god, this is awful.
Go on.
I'm just watching Jimmy performs Park Life.
No, Jimmy!
And it's just the kids singing Park Life.
Send it in the Discord, I'll watch it after. Park Life. I'm a
Little Jimmy.
Dustman.
It's like even worse.
It can't
Everybody's
be
loving
worse.
it.
It can't be worse. There's no way.
It's worse.
I'll watch it after this. Come on, Will.
I'm gonna rush him up 3 because third for me was Above My Head because it wasn't completely AIDS, but I didn't like the singer, so again not great. Second for me was Vagabond. It was just basically another version of Above My Head, exact same reasons. I just thought it was slightly better. But
Same.
number 1 was Masochist, surprisingly, but it's because I just really like the lead line in it. I feel like it's got the best
Nice.
backing on the entire album. It's actually
Nice.
a decent
Overall?
song.
Overall, Will?
Overall, just a bit naff, and it got saved a bit by not being too long, I will say.
Yeah.
Well, considering how many songs there were, I'm surprised it was that long. Quite long songs.
Long songs, yeah. It's just, I just didn't really want to listen to it ever. And
What's interesting is
nothing ever
apart
grew on
from-
me.
Apart from Joe, us
Yeah.
three have only picked in our top 3 of 4 different songs. So it's clearly like
There's clearly a
not-
set, like, 4 that are okay. Yeah. And then there's whatever Joe
and then
picks.
whatever Joe picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost
Landmine.
like people listening through normal ears and then people listening through Joe's ears. Maybe he's got, like, heightened dog senses. He can, like, hear something that we
Maybe
can't.
that's what it is. Because you can hear the higher pitches, you need someone just to scream it to like get it through.
Maybe. Like, Joe's actually hearing this, like, fucking beautiful melody. And, like, we can't hear it because we're normal.
It's just like
You're not
Picasso.
a sound engineer.
Yeah, Joe, that's definitely the reason.
Yeah.
Well, I still couldn't remember what I was going to say, so
Cool.
we'll just go to ratings.
9.
Oh my
I love a good
fucking
laugh. It's been a
God.
while since someone's given their rating and then Aidan
Oh,
laughed.
God, that's so bad!
It was close to a 10. I was like
It's not a
debating giving
fucking
it a 10.
10!
And then I was like, no, Pray for Rain is pretty bad. So, yeah.
It's not a fucking 10.
3.
Even 1.5.
2.5.
It's a big ouchie.
Fucking deserves to be shotty.
It does not deserve that low of a score. The amount
Shut
of
your
work that
whore
went
mouth.
into that album.
It doesn't
is
matter
insane.
if the work went into it, Joe.
16.
It doesn't matter. Work
16 is
probably-
not bad. I'll take a 16.
Fucking work probably went into planning 9/11. We still don't
What's-
see that as a great.
What's it on the same level as Denver?
Hayley Williams.
Yeah.
Pedals for Armour.
What, another
Alright.
equally bad album?
And
damn.
What else?
got
What
16?
else?
Well, we probably went through all this before we did Hayley Williams. While She Sleeps, You Are We.
It's
Got
about
16.
But yeah, I'd say it's about. For me, it's as good as that, so that makes sense.
Then why'd you rate it a 9 if it was only as good as that?
Because like I give like While She Sleeps like a good high rating as well.
What did you give
Motionless
Hayley
in White
Williams?
disguise.
What did you give Hayley Williams, Joe?
I don't know, like a 6.
Fuck me.
Probably worse than
give
that,
it
like a
3.5.
You give
Oh, there
it
you
a
go.
3.5.
I hated it.
But the highest, to put that in perspective, though, we got the same, but the highest Hayley Williams single score was 5.5.
So I think overall that was universally panned, whereas this one's just been carried once again by Joe.
Like,
and his
you're more than
fucking
half the score.
blind nonsense.
It's true. It's a great album. Loved it.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Look, my opinion shouldn't drain you, Will.
But it
Sorry.
does. It
It's not
really
that.
does.
It doesn't drain me. It's just I really didn't like this album. It's just hard to listen to.
I thought out of everyone, you would like this the most.
Nah.
Why would he?
Because, like, he's always more accepting of, like, the heavier stuff. than
Yeah,
you
when it's
guys.
good.
Yeah, this was great. This was great.
But clearly it wasn't.
Yeah, whatever.
We're using Will as a
Whatever.
receptacle here. You're claiming that he's the one that likes the heavier stuff. And even he said it's bad. He rated it worse than Denver did.
I'd love to go see these live. When this is all over.
Go join all the 14-year-olds.
Fun little thing.
I'm 14 and this is
they've
deep.
actually messaged me. I'm a fan, and they were
What?
like, because I sent them a picture of my Spotify thing and Hypermania being at the top, and I was like, "Love you guys," and
What
they
did
were like,
put back?
"Awesome, see you this year."
Oh wow! So what?
Why, they
around
come
for
into your
tea?
house, or-
They were like, "See you out there," is what they put.
Oh, see you out there.
Yeah, because I said I was going to go to one
Will
of their
they?
shows.
Will they see you out there, Joe? Or are you
Yeah.
just another speck?
They'll be like, "That's the guy that on Facebook." Out of all the other
That's the
people, that message-
Facebook guy.
It's the Facebook guy. Yeah. I'm sure they get loads of other messages. That's that
I'm
guy.
sure- Yeah, I'm sure they get loads, tons even.
They are a really popular band, despite.
Oh no, I'm
you guys-
sure they are. But the only other message was from me that just says
What,
"kill yourself."
What were the-
Imagine if Joe's response to their nice message was "kill yourself."
Oh no, even better, right? It's just like they write to Joe. Joe puts "love it," and they're like, "Great, see you in the crowd." And I write "kill yourself," and they put "great, see you in the crowd." This is like an automated
It's just an auto response.
Yeah, and Joe
What
just feels like crushed.
what were the music videos like, Denver?
Nothing of note really. There was only like 2, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's what's
they didn't
happening.
add, but they didn't take away.
I've seen the Hypermania one. The Hypermania one's cool. Bit different.
Is it Denver? Is it cool or
I
different?
can't remember it, but at least they weren't horrible like Motionless in White.
Yeah.
That album cover still haunts my dreams.
The fucking music videos haunt my dreams.
Well, what's the next album?
Right.
Were you listening to it?
Huh?
Were you listening to your next album pick?
I've listened to a few while doing this, so
I think I've seen
not
him
sure.
been doing it, so I think I know what's coming.
Oh no, you shouldn't be doing that.
What do you mean?
All right, I
It's
didn't do
just
it on
there.
purpose, it's there.
It's just there, Will.
I'm gonna go on. Oh, you fuckers!
He's
right.
gonna pick something different now, isn't
You
he?
see, that's why deliberately when I'm searching for
Yeah.
them, I do it like on YouTube instead.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, it's because we can.
But
see
please do
friend
pick
activity
that
on
one, Will,
Spotify.
because
Sorry.
please do pick that though.
Well, I don't know because there's a delay on Spotify, so I don't know if you've seen one I was listening to previously or the one I was listening to just now.
I mean, it was about 15 minutes ago.
It says 19 minutes ago for me.
Oh no, you don't know then. Okay. Why not? Okay, the next album is Arctic Monkeys AM.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa.
Arctic Monkeys AM.
That's the one I thought you were gonna pick.
Is it?
Yeah. No.
Did you think he was going to pick Imagine Dragons?
Yeah.
I was very nearly going to.
Oh, why didn't you? Why
Because
did you
you
pick
saw that I was
this?
listening to it.
Yeah, to be
Oh.
fair, I'd probably rather listen to this.
Oh God.
I feel like Imagine Dragons is one of those bands that you'll say are great, and I'll be like, it's just a bit of nothing. and then you'll
off.
hate me.
Yes, I would hate you.
A lot of people say Imagine Dragons are overrated, but I think they're great.
I do as well.
Why is the first thing that comes up just a playlist?
I was going to say, why are all the album covers different on the
Huh?
album?
What are you
What?
talking about?
Oh, no. If you type in Arctic Monkeys, it comes up with a playlist.
Yeah, this is literally what I just said.
Yeah.
I don't know why
it
it
didn't.
does. Like,
Yeah, it does, but when you click on that, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're
that
right.
is
You're right.
weird. Yeah.
It doesn't
It
do that
comes
for
up with
me.
a playlist made by someone else.
For me, it just comes up with the artist.
So, Will, why have you picked Arctic Monkeys? To do with a certain video release? A 7 Days to Die video, potentially. One with Arctic Monkeys songs in it.
What?
No, that's not why I went to pick. Right,
It's
so I was
weird. Maybe it's subconscious.
so I was gonna
Why?
either
Does that
pick.
have Arctic Monkeys in the game?
No, it
Yeah.
starts singing it.
Yeah, it does.
We basically, I was gonna either pick like Imagine Dragons or like those two other artists that are really, really old, and I was like, do I go for them? And it wasn't until like the very last minute that I chose Arctic Monkeys because I was like, I wanted to pick them for ages, so why not?
What genre would you say this is?
Indie.
Awful.
Awful.
Can we put that as a genre?
Indie rock.
Indie
or
rock.
with indie?
Indie rock.
Tragic wannabes.
Nice. Any closing statements, Joe?
Did you know that if you eat just carrots and enough of carrots, you'll go orange?